Hey guys, it's Big Nick here, and I'm here for my Fastlane review. Fastlane, as you know, was yesterday, and I'm just going to say it right now, was a bad show. So let's just begin. First, we're going to start off with the kickoff match. It was a cruiserweight tag team match between Akira Tozawa and Rich Swann versus the Brian Kendrick and Noam Dar. It was a solid match. Looks like they're trying to do something with the cruiserweights. We had more flippy shit. The winners were Tozawa and Swann, kind of not surprising. Swann won with a Phoenix Splash on the Brian Kendrick. Okay, so now we're going to go into the main show. And the main show started off, surprisingly, with Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn. They had a solid match. Samoa Joe won with the Coquina Clutch. Looks like the Muscle Buster is officially banned. Sad. So it was a solid match. Just good opener for the pay-per-view. Joe and Zayn did some good back and forth. Joe, I think he punched Sami Zayn's jaw out. God. Okay, so we're going to the next match, the first championship match of the night, and it was the Raw Tag Team titles, the Club versus Enzo and Cass. And the Club retained the tag team titles Anderson pinned Enzo. So it looks like we're going to have a rematch for either tonight on Raw or WrestleMania because Enzo had his foot on the bottom rope and Gallows pushed it off, so the referee didn't see it. So it looks like they're going to bitch about it for the next few days or weeks, and then we're going to get a match at WrestleMania. So, yay. The match was not good at all. It was just no real good thing. Big Cass did his hot tag thing. That was it. And the heels cheated. That was it. Okay, next up is Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks. Not a good match. Sasha won with a boxed roll-up. Looks like she was supposed to grab the bottom rope and she missed. Sasha was way too far away from the rope. Here's the rope. Here's Sasha. Her left hand, you could see, was reaching for it. They just fucked that all up. The match was bad, so yeah. Next we have is two fillers of the night, and this is where Fastlane just died. This right here was a bad sign, showing that the main event was going to be very, very, very short. So yeah, first off, it was a filler matches. Early on the kickoff, Jinder Mahal and Rusev were complaining that they wanted to be in singles competition and show what they can do in singles competition. So Mick Foley said, okay, both of you go out later, figure out who's going to start, and then you two will each have matches. So Rusev and Mahal came out first. Rusev came out. They were both complaining they want to go first. Then they started fighting. Mahal got the upper hand on Rusev, knocked him into the crowd. So Mahal was going to fight first, and his opponent was Cesaro. Cesaro got the win, an obvious match. It was okay, good, solid back and forth. Mahal got beat pretty easily. He got beat with the jumping uppercut. Cesaro didn't even have to use the neutralizer because Mahal's a jobber. So then Rusev would come out for his match come back up for his match, and his opponent would be the 7-foot-tall Big Show. The match was slow, was bad. Big Show would win with 3 choke slams and then the KO punch to Rusev was lying in the bottom of the corner. Why did Big Show get the win? Who the hell knows? So yeah, that was pretty much a grand total, I'd say almost a half hour of all that fuckery. Just then that, as I said, was the warning sign of the main event being short. Next off, we go to match of the night and one of the best pay-per-view matches of the year so far. Gentleman Jack Gallagher challenging Neville for the Cruiserweight title. Neville retained, using a move we hadn't seen him use since his heel turn back at Roadblock, the Red Arrow. Great back and forth action. Neville did a springboard German suplex where you could see Gallagher bang the shit out of his head. Gallagher did a lot of high flying stuff, which is surprising for Gallagher. He's not a flyer, he's more of a mat-based cruiserweight. Neville did a Phoenix Splash off the middle rope. A superplex off the top rope from Gallagher, and then I said Neville won with the Red Arrow. It was great back and forth. It was high paced for a while, which the cruiserweights are supposed to be. Great wrestling, and it showed off what Gallagher and Neville can do when you give them an appropriate time, and it also shows what the cruiserweight division can do. So it was a very high moment for the cruiserweight division. Wasn't expecting a lot from the match going in because what they've done with the cruiserweight, but they surprised everyone, and I'm one of the people who agreed that match probably saved the cruiserweights. Have to see going into Mania with the rumored feud of Neville and Austin Aries. So hopefully that's great. Okay, next we had is a New Day segment, which is another filler. They came out with an ice cream cart. It looks like they've officially created their New Day ice cream. segment lasted, what, almost 10 minutes? Just another filler. It was stupid. It was completely stupid. It's almost like they did at Fastlane last year when they had the Cutting Edge Peep Show with Edge and Christian and the New Day, which was just completely pointless. Second Fastlane in a row they've done that where they're just a bunch of pointless stuff. Next we go off to a match that everyone was actually waiting for. Pretty decent match, pretty good. That was Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. Good match, good action. Strowman putting Reigns through the announce table. Reigns doing pretty much everything to avoid Strowman during the match. Strowman hitting ring posts, corners, eating Superman punches, eating a spear. Strowman even went to the top rope, I guess, to do a frog splash and missed. And that's when the fuckery happened. Because, yet again, Roman Reigns kills someone. Reigns was the victor. He wins with the spear after Strowman missed a splash off the top rope. And it looks like Vince McMahon is just continuing forcing Roman Reigns down our fucking throats. Because they didn't have to have Strowman lose that match. They could have had it end in a DQ if they wanted. No. They said, give it to Reigns. Let him go over. Let him go over for the feud he's supposed to have Undertaker at WrestleMania. For no purpose. Okay, next off is the Women's Championship match. Bayley versus Charlotte. A decent match. I'd say the one they had on Raw was better. Bayley retains after some chicanery happened with Sasha. She came out during the match. Charlotte went immediately for her. Sasha would run in the ring, then slide out of the ring. Charlotte would go after again. Then Bayley would hit a belly to belly on the floor. Then roll Charlotte back in the ring. It took her a second to go for the cover. So then Charlotte would get a roll up, but she was holding the tights, and then Sasha would jump in, getting involved, saying, "Hey, ref, she's holding the tights." You could hear Corey Graves complaining, "What is this? Is she a tattletale now?" So Charlotte would get pissed off, I think it was kick Sasha, which lead to a belly to belly win. Charlotte's pay-per-view streak has now ended. She is now 16-1. So Bayley is the 1 in 16-1. I'm sorry. So yeah, Bayley retained. It looks like now we're probably going to get the Sasha heel turn maybe tonight, maybe in up and coming weeks for a possible feud with Bayley in WrestleMania, maybe a triple threat or fatal four-way style match. Okay, and it's now time for the main event, or as everyone else would call it, not main event. Goldberg challenging Kevin Owens for the Universal title. So they all came out. Kevin Owens, the match wouldn't start for like 3 minutes because Kevin Owens would keep going in the ring and keep just rolling right back out to taunt Goldberg the whole time. I guess trying to use his strategy where the longer Goldberg is out there for a match, the more it's in the favor of his opponent. So he would come in after about the 4th or 5th time, tell the referee to ring the bell, he's ready. Jericho's music hits, great pop. Jericho walks out the ring. Owens is distracted looking at Jericho. The referee rings the bell while Owens is staring at Jericho. Goldberg spear, jackhammer. 3. We have a 50-year-old part-time Universal Champion, and his name is William Goldberg, or Bill, or Oldberg as people call him. So yes, Goldberg beat Kevin Owens in a grand total of 22 seconds, or 21.88, but you round up, get the 22. Goldberg is the Universal Champion, which is official, setting up the match with Brock Lesnar at this year's WrestleMania, where it will be Lesnar versus Goldberg for the Universal title. Well, it looks like Lesnar's going to go over in that match. The word going around is the reason that match lasted 22 seconds was because Vince McMahon does not want Bill Goldberg to take any bumps because they're afraid for his health. They believe with him being 50 and not being in the ring since 2004, that if he takes a big bump, he's going to get hurt, and he's one of the marquee builds for WrestleMania. He's one of the big attractions for the show. So that's why they've been so protective of him since he's come back. Survivor Series, 2 spears and a jackhammer. Lesnar no offense. Royal Rumble, the most he got hit was a smack upside the back. That was it. And Undertaker tossed him out gently. And then here at Fastlane, spear, jackhammer, match. So, yes, that was Fastlane. It was as I said, a bad show. Great match between Neville and Gallagher. Solid match between Joe and Zayn. Sasha, Charlotte, Bailey could have been better, but I guess they were trying. It seemed as if they were rushing a little bit toward the end as well, and all the fillers just ruined the show with the Jinder Mahal, Cesaro, Big Show, Rusev stuff, and the New Day segment, which lasted 10 minutes just to edge along the card. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys again this week, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.